Guys, Brand Games here, and today I'm doing something new. I'm doing some Reddit videos, like reading out some stories. This time I'm reading Entitled Parents, like r/entitled parents. And if you don't know what that is, well, what entitled parents are, they are parents that make people treat their children like royalty. So say the entitled kid would want, someone's iPad that they got on the bus, well, they saw on the bus, then they would ask their mum if they could have it, and the mum would say, yes, hold on, sweetie, and then would do whatever they can to get that iPad. If it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, harassment, anything, they would get that iPad for them. So, without any ado, let's jump into the first one. Right, so we're on the first one, and as you can see by the title, My Son Deserves Your Penis. I saw the title and it intrigued me, so I guess we begin. This story that happened about 3 years ago. I was simply walking down busy hall of local mall with a friend, browsing for new clothes. You see, just a few hours ago my friend had just seen my wardrobe and was astonished by the limited variety of clothes, most especially my trousers. Really skinny jeans, she said in disparaging manner, as she examines my closet designated for pants. Well, that's pretty much all I have, I replied, subtly shrugging my shoulders. I can't really buy anything right now because I'm saving up for a new phone. We're going to the mall now. You really need new pants. Are you seriously? Did you just hear? Don't worry, it's on me. Fast forward a few hours later, we go into the mall and into H&M's. As she and I are looking at some pants for me to try out, a girl passes by and catches my attention. She had well-developed body, ass, legs, boobs, you name it. She has the full package. As a result, my package starts to expand. Damn, I thought to myself while looking back at her well-developed ass. Suddenly, a seemingly aggravated lady approached us with her child. She was wearing a college hoodie that briefly barely fit her. Adidas track pants ended halfway down her calves, and Skechers shape-ups. The child was a boy about 8 or 10 years old and playing games on his mum's iPhone to keep himself entertained. Hey you, yells the mum as she walks up to me with a spunk. Why are you disrespecting my son? Excuse me, what are you talking about? Don't you dare take that tone with me, young man, she said, condescending fourth-grade teacher manner. My son is very self-conscious about his micro-penis, and he doesn't like it when other people pop out theirs. Ma'am, I'm very sorry, but I can't control it. A good-looking individual just happened to pass by, and skinny jeans are the only pants that I have. That's why I'm shopping right now, I replied, hoping the explanation would settle things. Unfortunately, it would only make things worse. Listen, kid, I don't care you made my child feel insignificant and disrespected me by taking a tone. You owe us big time. This kid's father has a big one, and so does my father. So why in this world does he have a micro penis? My kid deserves your penis. He's doing well in school and should be rewarded. I look at the child. He couldn't care one bit. His attention is 100% on his mum's iPhone. Then my friend leans in to whisper to me, Let's just make a break for it. I don't want to deal with this mum's bullshit anymore. And so we ditch the clothes and get the fuck out of there. I mean, we're like completely gone in the next second. The mum can't chase us with her post-pregnancy stamina. We go to PacSun, which is fortunately far from H&M. My friend picks out a few pants that I also like, and we go to the fitting room. As I'm trying on the pants we picked out, she left me to go find more pants to try out. While I'm trying on pants, I notice 2 Skechers shoes directly underneath the entry floor to the fitting room. The same Skechers that the mum was wearing. Then all of a sudden, a pounding on the door. No doubt it was the mother from H&M earlier. How did she find me? She must have remembered what I was wearing and asked around security guards and all employees of stores if they saw me based on the description. Hey, you still owe us an apology and something else. One of the PacSun employees asked the mum what was going on, trying to defuse the situation. Ma'am, is there something wrong? The mum whispered something into the employee's ear, which I couldn't hear. Now I don't know what she said, but she somehow convinced the employee to unlock my fucking fitting room. And the mum barges into the fitting room while I'm in between changing pants. She pulls out what looks to be a pair of pliers out of her arsehole and tackles me to the ground. Since I was skinny, a 17-year-old at the time, she was able to pin me down. The mum proceeds to wrap the open pillars around my dingling while the employee watches. My son deserves your penis more than you do, she screams as if we were a battle cry. Then out of nowhere, my friend has a Deus Ex Machina moment. She tackles a crazy mum before she can snap the pliers shut and calls in a security guard, who reviews the security footage. He calls in the police, who arrest the mum and the employee. They ask me if I want to press charges, which of course I do, on the accounts of trespassing and sexual assault. The mum is sentenced to 8 years in prison and in addition to getting fired from his job. Oh shit. The employee is sentenced to 1 year of community service and in addition of getting fired from his job. As for the kid, he gets to put on into foster care. As for me, I'm still having a hard time wrapping my around what a crazy day that was, but at least I get 50% discount at PacSun for my troubles. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that one. So, the mum thought that her son deserved the penis of this 17-year-old and proceeds to get a pair of pliers, tackle him to the ground and grab him while the employee did fuck all. Yeah, if you didn't get what I said about the entitled parents, I'm pretty sure you now understand. Yeah, that's just it. Right, yeah. So we're on the second one, and EA throws hammer at the TV for me, corrupting her child. Okay, I'm not sure what EA means, like entitled auntie or something like that. I'm not sure. So, this took place about 2 months ago, during my family's New Year's Eve party. About 30 people showed up, including my favourite cousin. We are both 14, and his aunt lived in another province 7 hours away. They show up at my house, and me and my cousin, let's call him Jack, head down to my basement to play on my PS4. Jack doesn't have any video games at home, and EA gives him limited access to their TV, so he was very excited to get to play on a PS4. I showed him the games that I had, and he chose NHL 19. Now that isn't exactly a game that you can learn in 5 minutes, but I jumped into practice mode to show him the basic controls and stuff, so we can play a game. After I taught him the controls, we started the game. I randomized the teams, and we ended up getting New Jersey Devils versus Ottawa Senators. Now both of these teams are complete dumpster fire in real life, but New Jersey was higher rated in the game, so Jack decided to play as them. We started the game, and I was smoking him 6-0, and we were barely past the halfway point of the first period. This is when EA comes downstairs to check on us. EA, what are you playing? Me, NHL 19. Oh, okay. How do you like it, Jack? Best thing ever. Interesting. What's your team name? The New Jersey Devils. Now I should mention that EA is a very religious person, and she goes absolutely nuts when someone uses a word like devil or anything else that she considers unholy. So at this point, with the word devils being shown on the scoreboard in the arena, all hell breaks loose. Shrieks. What monster would create such a thing? She then grabs Jack and drags him upstairs while shouting a bunch of gibberish directed at either me or the game. I'm in kind of a state of shock when I hear EA stomping down the stairs and she runs up to me. How dare you expose my son to such levels of sin? You and your parents should be ashamed of this. I'm not sure what you want me to do about this. Well, I'll do something about it then. She then runs into my dad's workshop, and then I hear rummaging through some drawers. My dad and a few other relatives have now started to make their way downstairs to see what the trouble is. To see what the commotion's about. But little did we know that the trouble was just starting. EA comes running out of the workshop and lobs a hammer, and by lobs I mean absolute, put her whole ability into this throw at the TV. The TV, as you would expect, shatters and the screen goes black. At this point I'm furious, and I just gotten that TV as a Christmas present less than a week earlier. What the flying fuck did you just do to my TV? I destroyed it for corrupting my son. Video games are the work of the devil. I don't care who they're work of. You owe my parents $1,400 for the TV. Dad, EA, I swear to God, if it wasn't for the 25 people watching me, I would break your fragile fucking little neck. I'm not paying for anything because I saved your child from corruption. You should be paying me. The only thing that's corrupt here is your brain. Now this is where it really takes off. I'm part black, and by part I mean my dad was white and my mum was black. But this didn't stop my aunt from using the hard R against me. Shut your mouth, you little N-word. Everyone gasps. The fuck you say to me, you little shit? Hey, it's Ninja. If I wanted to, I could smash your skull, you fucking whore, because of the fact that she had 7 children. At this point, some other realities separate us, and I head off to my room and didn't come out until everyone left. After this, my aunt refused to pay for the TV, and we were settled out of court to pay for the replacement. However, neighbours of EA later called CPS on her for making one of her kids sleep outside when it was minus 20 degrees Celsius outside. CPS stepped in and took her kids away, and we were currently and we are currently the foster parents of Jack, and we are considering legally adopting him soon. So in a nutshell, don't be the aunt who throws a fucking hammer at the TV, no calls her and the nephew the N-word. Yeah, I would slap that bitch straight off her face. Yo, that aunt is a fucking dickhead, I tell ya. If you keep hearing that tapping noise, the headphones keeps hitting the mic because it's so close. Yeah, that's just a fucking dickhead. And even to put her son in, like, in the night time to sleep, minus 20 degrees. Yeah, she's just a dickhead. That's literally it. She's nothing else but a dickhead. Fuck me. Right. Entitled kid cuts my younger brother's finger off, and EM, well, entitled mum, defends her by verbally berating my brother. Already I could tell this is going to be a crispy one, alright? So to get to the point, my autistic younger brother, who's turning 7, was holding a birthday party at our house. Because he couldn't really choose to invite to the party, we decided just to invite everyone in his class. And because everyone was so young, my parents decided to recommend that the parents come to for some coffee in a separate room. I was 19 at the time and decided to help organize the games and activities for my brother. The first game we played was a game where I would play some music and everyone would pass the parcel with a toy inside around until I stopped the music. The plan was that I would make it so that everyone would get a present at the end by rigging it, of course. But of course that didn't work out. Maybe in the middle of the game, a young girl who will refer just to as Brittany, because that's my least favourite girl name, no offence to any Britneys, who, keep in mind, had one just before, held onto the parcel and refused to hand it around. I asked her why, and her only reason was just a kid being a kid. I asked her if she would like another present and gave her a different parcel, which she thankfully liked. Although I thought she was just a little bratty at that point, nothing prepared me for what happened next. Fast forward a bit, it's time to cut the cake. The adults came out from their private room and prepared to celebrate while I brought out the cake from the fridge and lit the candles. We began singing the happy birthday song, but before we can finish the word happy, Brittany starts screaming at the top of her lungs. Mum, I want to blow the candles. No, sweetie, this isn't your birthday. Insert surprised Pikachu face. I guess she was used to getting everything from her mum because she exploded into a fit as if she was dying or something. Despite this, I gestured to my brother to blow the candles out, and he did, with a bright smile on his face. Mum, can I cut the cake, please? Okay, sure. She reached for the knife, but I grabbed it first. I pulled it behind my back and told her that my younger brother was going to cut it himself. Honestly, I was surprised that the mother gave up that quickly on her child. While EM began pleading with my parents, I looked around for Brittany and didn't see her. I assumed she had gone to the toilet to weep or something, so I just gave my brother the knife. While this was happening, EM began talking about how my brother didn't deserve to cut the cake because he was autistic and probably would even remember it or appreciate it. Although I was pretty fucking irritated, I held it in so that my brother could just enjoy his birthday. He looked pretty startled at the heated conversation between my parents and EM, so I smiled at him comfortably like any normal sister would. He reached in to cut the cake, but before he could even cut a slice, a much larger knife than the steel cake knife, came rushing down. An ear-deafening ding sound followed, and it took me a while to see the blood on the knife, and even worse, the top of my brother's index finger lying on the cake. I screamed pretty loudly, and I think it took an extra minute too for my parents to realize it too. What happened next was pretty personal, but basically Brittany's defense was that she was trying to cut the cake before my younger brother, which was pathetic. The mother then worsened the situation by stating that my brother was autistic and shouldn't even be alive. I was really hurt by that. And this was the maddest I've seen my parents, who are usually quite chilled people. I realised that I talk about this like it happened years ago, but it actually happened only last week. My brother is recovering, and my parents are deciding whether or not to take legal action if they can. If it makes you feel any better, Brittany was forced to quit the school due to the harassment she received from other students. And although she was really a retard, I blame it on the pathetic excuse of the mother. Thanks for reading, and I hope your finger doesn't get chopped off by an EK. Yeah, the fact that the entitled mum defended the kid for chopping a finger off, that's pretty fucking, pathetic. Not to be, rude or mean or anything, but I'm actually fucking glad that the kid was removed from the school because of the harassment. Because I tell you, I would fucking, would not stop, talking shit. Well, not talking shit, but I would not let that slide, basically. And, yeah, that's just fucking, that is pretty fucking, Well, I hope you enjoyed the stories I read. I'm not sure if I would do it again, only if you would want to. But I'll probably release a part 2, do r/whoosh or r/choosing beggars, or just something. If you want to see more Reddit, then post in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah, I've got a Twitch now. And yeah, peace.